This extract features scene 2 from Act 1 of Shakespeare's comedy The Twelfth Night, or What You Will. The Twelfth Night refers to a feast 12 days after Christmas and a day before the modern-day Epiphany. On this night, many tricks were played and gender and social roles were reversed. Both of these motifs are present in the play as loss of identity, and another theme explored is that of love. The Twelfth Night takes place in Illyria, where Viola dresses up as a man named Cesario and works for Orsino, the Duke of Illyria. She falls in love with him. However, he is in love with Olivia, another noble lady, which loves the male version of Viola. This forms a love triangle. Viola also has a twin brother named Sebastian, who's perceived as dead, and this allows for the dramatic irony in the play. The passage is set on the shore of Illyria, where Viola has just discovered that her brother has died in a shipwreck. She talks to the captain to learn more about the country that she is in and decides what her future actions will be. I will firstly discuss the direct characterization of Viola as noble, empowered, and intelligent. Next, I will discuss how Olivia is indirectly portrayed as caring and yet dramatic. I will thirdly show how the theme of outer appearances has been explored by Shakespeare. And finally, I will discuss why this passage is significant to the text as a whole. To begin, Viola is characterized as noble, as the captain refers to her through honorifics. Moreover, she says, Orsino, I have heard my father name him, which shows that her family belongs to a circle of high status. She is also shown to be very generous, a trait usually found in rich people who can share their money with those less fortunate. She says, and I'll pay thee bounteously, when she asks the captain for help. We can also see that Viola is in control of the situation and she is very active. She immediately asks many questions about the place that she is in, such as who governs here, what is his name, and what's she. Moreover, we can see that she is very active as she immediately asks if Orsino has been married or not. This also highlights her interest in him that foreshadows that the coupling of them two later on in the play. She says he was a bachelor then, which shows that she wants to know if he is married or not, as she is interested in marrying him as well. Finally, we can see that she says, I thank thee, lead me on, which does not only portray her as very respectful and generous to those of lower status, but also shows an imperative verb, lead me on, which highlights her authority and decisiveness. Finally, Viola is portrayed as very intelligent. She hears the situation, evaluates it, and immediately comes up with a plan. She says, I'll serve this duke, thou shalt present me as an eunuch to him. An eunuch is less likely to give her away as a position, as she might not be spotted to be an actual female. Eunuchs are characterized by their very feminine trait and high-pitched voices. Hence, Viola will be less likely to be found to be a girl for these qualities. Next, I will show how Olivia is shown to be very caring and yet over the top. She is said to be the daughter of a count, which portrays her as noble, and to be also a virtuous maid, which shows that she is caring for her servants. However, we can see that she is very dramatic. The captain says she hath abjured the sight and company of men. Because of their obvious connection, the death of their brothers, Olivia and Viola are established as foils to each other. This is important as later on in the play, Duke Orsino will understand that his love for Olivia has been only shallow and superficial, and he'll also realize that his true feelings are for Viola. Finally, Shakespeare has explored the theme of outer appearances and how they can be deceptive. Viola says to the captain that, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft clause in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. To summarize this, Shakespeare means that appearances can fool us and lead us to wrong assumptions about the people. This relates to the theme of disguise and costume, which is thoroughly explored later in the play. We can see that Shakespeare even here foreshadows that nothing in the plays is as it seems. To provide the overall significance in the text of this passage, I would like to say how Viola and Olivia are established as foils, which foreshadows the future events and the coupling of Viola and Orsino, as well as Olivia and Sebastian. We are predisposed to expect that connection and reject the future relationship between Orsino and Olivia. Another very important aspect of this passage to the text as a whole is that it reveals the whole plan that Viola is going to take. The scene leads to the entanglement of the plot as Viola finally decides to dress up as a man. This is important as it will allow for the dramatic irony and for the love triangle that occurs between Viola, Orsino, and Olivia.